Hello, my friends. Adam Bush here with a story for you. Now you're probably thinking, if you know me, Adam, what are you going to tell? Some funny story about a hilarious situation your mom was in? No? Well, there was this one time when she was driving down the road, and my brother, who was 8 at the time, was sitting in the passenger seat, and he had this bungee cord thing with a hook on either end. His window was down on his side. He flicked it out the window and it got caught on something. When he pulled it back, it had caught the outside door handle of the car, and the door swung open, taking the bungee cord and my brother with it. So my mom's speeding down the road, yelling at my brother, "Casey, hold on!" All the while forgetting that her foot was still on the gas. Or there was that other time when she randomly said to my father, "I wish we would have named our son a biblical name." Okay, I'm done. Sorry, Mom, love you. The story I actually want to tell happened in 1984. I was 3 years old. My mom was putting me down to sleep for the night, and she was sitting there talking to me, and she felt a little bump in my stomach. The next morning, she took me to the doctor, and immediately they wanted to draw blood. So I'm sitting on my mom's lap, and they pull this table up to me that has all these vials and this big needle. As soon as the nurse walked away, I noticed that the table was on wheels, so I pushed it away really hard, trying to get it to crash to the ground. I guess I thought if I destroyed that one needle, there wasn't going to be a shot for the day. Pretty quickly after drawing blood, the doctor came out and said, "You guys need to go to St. Jude's now." St. Jude's is a children's hospital that specializes in childhood cancer. It's in Memphis, Tennessee. So my dad, my mom, and I got in the car and we took off for Memphis. After being at St. Jude's for a little bit, they said Adam has kidney cancer. They gave me a 98.6% chance that I would die. One time I heard Macaulay Culkin say in an interview that when he talks about being in Home Alone, it's like he's talking about somebody else's life because it happened so long ago. And honestly, when I tell my cancer story, it feels the same way. Or it did, until this girl was born. This is my daughter Luna, and this year Luna will be the same age I was when I was diagnosed with kidney cancer. But there's one huge difference. I am almost 40. When I was diagnosed, my mom was 24. So I called her to ask her what it was like.
I cannot tell you the fear that tried to grip me. All of the children there, they were hooked up to tubes. All of them, of course, were bald. And then the doctor said that you would never leave the hospital alive.
After that, I went into surgery and then started chemotherapy. At the time, we lived in Tulsa, so for each round of treatment, we'd get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, go to the airport, fly to Memphis, get on a shuttle, go to the hospital, and start that day's round of chemo. Inevitably, it would knock me out. So afterwards, my mom would pick me up and carry me back to the shuttle, to the airport, to the connecting flight, back home, and put me in bed, all in the same day. And we did that 11 times. And that's not even taking into account the years of checkups and nutrition monitoring and just the general anxiety that would come with paying for me to live. You know, the older I get, and the more I look back at that story, I realize that through every stage of that journey, the common denominator was my mom. And not just then, throughout my life. Like the time that I got in a 5-car pileup and should have died, my mom was the first person at the hospital. Or when I asked the love of my life, Diana, to marry me, my mom was close by cheering me on. Or when 12 years ago, my father passed away unexpectedly. And I watched my mom's dream of growing old and being an empty nester with him die. If you've ever heard me share a story before, there's a very good chance it was about my father and how I miss him terribly. Recently, I was talking to my mom about him, and she said, "I love that you love to celebrate your dad. But I just wish that sometimes you would remember that I was there too." Mom, I don't just remember that you were there too, but I remember that sometimes only you were there. And so I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the moments where I failed to realize and celebrate how well you loved me and Diana and my brother and our families. I am so proud that you are my mom. And I am even more proud that you are my favorite little girl's grandmother. Mom, I love you. And to all the other moms watching this story, my hope is that it would be an inspiration to you, that it might take your kids a lifetime to truly understand what you've done for them. Or maybe they'll never understand. Or maybe your story is that you've not yet become the mother you've dreamt of. Or you've not had the relationship with your own mother that you desire. Whatever it is, can I just say that our Heavenly Father holds all the attributes of motherhood and fatherhood all into one. And when He looks at you, He's looking at His kid. That's you. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. And to my mom, this is for you.
Can you say love you, Gigi?
Love you, Gigi.
Love you, Gigi.
Love you, Gigi.
Yeah. Mwah.